So the first symptom I have is the pain in my jaw when I talk or eat, smile, laugh. It starts in my jaw. I can feel the muscles just like tightening up. It feels a little bit swollen in there because my cheek hugs my teeth inside. And then the pain goes back into my ear canal, right back in here, right in my ear. As a matter of fact, I end up sometimes sticking my finger in my ear just to like massage it around in there because of the pain. So of course, because I'm living with that every day, I don't want to talk or eat or swallow or anything. So I noticed this pain in December when I was eating something crunchy for a prolonged period of time, and I noticed that my jaws were feeling tired, but I just kept eating it anyway because it tasted good. And then all of a sudden I bit down on an almond or something, and I heard this crunching sound go in my jaw right here, and then some pain just shot into my ear. I had to stop chewing immediately and run over to the sink and wash out my mouth. I hardly could move my jaw. I thought, oh no, what have I broken in here? I was very concerned. The next day, the pain was still there. And then I lived with that pain for a couple of weeks until I went to the dentist for just a regular cleaning, and I mentioned it to her. As a matter of fact, my jaw was so sore and stiff that they could barely get the X-ray devices in my mouth because I could barely open it. Ibuprofen did help. I was taking 2 pills in the morning and 2 in the evening for about a week to 10 days, and that seemed to really help. So I would say by March, I was much better. I was eating normally. I didn't hear any noises. I didn't have any pain. A week before Easter, I noticed that while I was eating, that my jaws started to feel fatigued again. I started to feel tenderness and pain when I was eating. This all happened on my left side. My right side is fine. And then as we got closer to Easter, I noticed that the pain was getting worse and worse. And then I started hearing like a grinding noise in my jaw. So it feels like you're stepping on gravel, or it sounds like, not feels like. Or it's like 2 pieces of sandpaper rubbing together. Or I'll just move my tongue inside my mouth a certain way and I'll hear like a pop, like a snapping a rubber band. Or I'll move my head a certain way and I'll hear like a pop. Or brushing my teeth is terrible because I can hear that grinding sound when I open and close my mouth. That part to me is worse than anything because it feels like there's something broken inside of there. Okay, so the level of pain that I'm living with right now, I would rate as like a 9 all the time. Well, as long as I'm not talking or eating, then the pain is probably just like a discomfort of maybe a 3. But as soon as I start talking, like now, I can already start it feeling coming on, or especially when I eat anything, I would say the pain goes up to like a 9. Pain in my jaws, pain in my teeth, pain in my ear, like all along here it hurts. Even in my throat, like I feel like my tongue, where it's connected to my neck, it hurts down in there. The pain can travel up to my eye. It can travel all the way across my jaw to my chin. I can't chew anything on my left side. I tried eating a piece of bread the other day and I thought, oh, let me just see if I can just bite down on the left side. And I immediately got this really sharp pain going back into my ear again. I'm like, oh no, that's not gonna work. I've had to live on a soft food diet for the past, oh golly, probably since Easter, because I know I made like glazed carrots, which are soft. I had a baked potato, which was soft. I cut up my ham in teeny tiny pieces so that I could just put them in my mouth and swallow them. So I've had to switch to almost a liquid or soft food diet, and basically put food in my mouth, kind of like bite down on it a couple of times on the right side and then swallow it, because I can't stand chewing any longer than that. So we're total foodies. We plan our vacations around where we're going to eat, and so yes, we love food. Okay, so the noise started in April when I noticed the pain was coming back again, but it wasn't due to any one incident like in December. So after the pain came back, I noticed that when I would open my mouth, I could hear the grinding noise when I open, when I would move my jaw from side to side, like that. I can hear it grinding, or when I move my bottom jaw forward and back, like that, it grinds. The popping noise, it sounds like a rubber band being snapped. And I can't determine when that's going to happen. So it can happen like while I'm talking to you now. I've heard it a few times. Or if I just turn my head a certain way or move my tongue a certain way, or even swallowing, I'll just hear this snap or a pop. You know, it's driving me crazy. It sounds like bubble wrap sometimes being squeezed, or a bunch of rocks grinding against each other. It's just the weirdest thing ever. It's an annoying, but if I keep aggravating it, if it keeps going, then it will turn into a soreness, and then it will develop into a pain, yes. Oh, the annoyance is a 10, for sure. The third one is if I had wishes. I don't know if this condition is affecting my sleep, but I would like to be able to go to sleep, fall asleep, and stay asleep all night long without the aid of like a Tylenol PM or a melatonin, which I just attributed to hormonal changes for someone my age. You know, because I've read that women in menopause sometimes have sleep disorders or sleep problems. Oh, probably 20 years. Since I hit menopause, I noticed it more. I've taken Tylenol PM every night for probably the past 20 years or so. And then, you know, when you go to your primary care physician and they talk about your health and they want to know what medications you take, you know, I always list that one. And she says, well, why don't you switch to melatonin? And I can't remember what the reason why she gave that, but I've been taking Tylenol PM for a long time. Yeah, no, I don't sleep through the night. I usually have to get up at least once to go to the bathroom because, again, I just attribute that to age. I would say more than the sleep issue would be my teeth don't fit together like they used to. Ever since this condition with my jaw has presented, I've noticed that I can't put my teeth together in a comfortable bite, and that can change also throughout the day. So for instance, in the morning after I've slept and not moved my jaws all night, I can pretty much put my teeth together. But now that I've been talking and ate breakfast and brushed my teeth, I notice that the more throughout the day, my bite will not come together. So for instance, right now, as I'm talking, I can only tell that my teeth are hitting on the left side. The right side of my teeth are not touching at all. And even if I tried to bring my jaw into a comfortable bite, like I can tell it's crooked. For a while now, I haven't even been able to put my front teeth and my bottom teeth together to make an S sound. So my S's are all slurred. I can tell my speech has been affected. So my third issue that I would like to work on here is being able to have a comfortable bite and bring my teeth together normally. Way back when I was a teenager, I had a terrible overbite, and so my parents, they took me to an orthodontist, and they determined that I needed braces in order to straighten my teeth. So one of the things they diagnosed was that I had too many teeth for the inside of my mouth, so they pulled out 4 teeth. like right here. And so then I had these big gaps until the braces then moved the teeth back into position to straighten them out. So it brought the buck teeth back so that they were not so protruding, and the bottom teeth as well. Since I got my orthotic a week ago, I have noticed a significant change in the amount of pain that I've been feeling in my jaw joint, especially on the left side, when I talk and when I eat. I would say that during talking, the pain has subsided at least 100%. I can converse easily for extended periods without having jaw fatigue or pain, or usually would wind up into like a migraine situation with all these muscles over here starting in the jaw and then working their way up to my forehead and across to my chin. That has completely subsided. So my jaw pain during those activities are eliminated. Now, I've still been staying on a soft food diet. I can chew on my left side, which is something I wasn't able to do before the orthotic. But again, it's soft foods, it's chewing slowly, carefully, just to get used to the orthotic in general. I had to basically eat food that I could just be able to put in my mouth and swallow. Oh, at least an 80 to 90% improvement on the pain itself. The talking is completely normal now. I can talk normally and converse for extended periods without any pain whatsoever. So that's 100% improvement. The clicking sound, the popping, and the grinding, I would say the clicking and the popping I have not heard at all since getting my orthotic installed. The improvement on the grinding, I would say, is at least 80%. Oh, the popping and the clicking, I don't hear at all. Not even when I try to force it, like if I open my mouth real wide, like, you know, or back and forth like that. I don't hear anything. Oh, that's at least 100%. Oh yeah, before my orthotic, if I would like put my teeth together, the whole right side did not touch at all. It would only touch in one place on the left side. Everything else was like all apart. Now I can, with the orthotic, I can put my teeth, all my teeth touch if I were to bite down. Oh, at least 100%. Yeah, like before my orthotic, I had like this test I would do after a shower. Like I would take the towel and I would dry my face off and I would push my chin backward to see how severe is the grinding sound that I'm having today. Or when I would put on makeup and just like take a little makeup sponge and apply it to my chin area, my jaw would move and it would grind. It was almost like it wasn't even connected anywhere, and it was just like floating in space or whatever. That improvement since the orthotic is probably at least 90%. Oh, hardly anything, at least a 90%. I really haven't had any soreness in my jaw joint, or that soreness in my joint has improved at least by 90%. Before my orthotic, I probably was taking Tylenol PM with a melatonin every night for years. And since I've gotten my orthotic, I don't know if it was because I feel like I have more energy, I can do things without pain. So when you're not in pain, you do more activities. And so I feel like, you know, by the end of the day, I'm wiped out because, you know, I'm doing yard work and taking care of the car and going shopping and just more active during the day because I just feel better. And so being able to fall asleep without some kind of a sleep aid, I haven't had to do that except maybe once or twice. Probably like 80% improvement on that. Well, yeah, because when you're in pain, you don't feel like doing anything. You're depressed because you think this is a lifelong condition. Your whole mental outlook is affected. You know, you can't eat the foods you once loved. And so you kind of get into just like a funk, you know, just like, so yeah, I laid on the couch for a long time and just watched TV. Oh, absolutely. Feel like I can get out and do more things. 2.5, 3 weeks before my getting my orthotic, I started to have dizziness. Dizziness when I would lay down from a sitting or a standing position, like to lay my head on the pillow at night to go to sleep, or going from a laying position to a standing position, or just being in the dentist chair and being reclined, going to a reclined position. The room for some reason would just start spinning, and I would have to like stay still for like a minute or two before it would stop. I would say yes, it was a stress. I think it was stress related. I was working at the time. I think I maybe had like 3 vertigo attacks in the last 10 years, I would say, and I had been prescribed meclizine for those symptoms. But you know, I think that prescription is like at least 7 years old right now. So nothing terrible, and very long periods between. But since having this jaw issue, I noticed that all of a sudden I started getting dizzy like every day, multiple times a day, just from changing positions, from standing to laying down, from laying down to getting up. And now, since my orthotic, I've noticed that spinning sensation, that vertigo sensation, has diminished quite a bit, and it does not last as long. So it is getting better. It's not completely gone, but I would say the improvement on the dizziness since getting my orthotic is at least 80%. My expectation originally was to just see an improvement, a 50% improvement. That was, I said, I'll be satisfied spending the money if I see at least a 50% improvement within the 90-day period. I didn't expect to see this much of an improvement in just 1 week. As a matter of fact, actually, I was noticing an improvement in 4 days. So I'm very encouraged. My mood has improved. I feel hopeful. I feel happier. I feel like, you know, this is something that maybe I can get some relief from for, you know, a lifelong period. It's been amazing. So the clicking, the popping, and the grinding sound that I was hearing on the left side of my jaw joint over here has completely disappeared. So that's 100% improved. I can talk, I can laugh, I can smile without jaw fatigue, without pain, without noises, you know, in my ears. So that's 100% improved. I can eat more normally, which is, you know, making me a little bit, I'm gaining some of the weight I lost when I couldn't eat hardly anything, when I was on like liquid diet. So I can eat bread, bagels, cookies, salad, which I loved, all kinds of meats. I haven't tried steak yet, but that's at least 85–90% improved. Yeah, the sleep has improved, you know, because I used to take Tylenol PM like every night to go to sleep, and then it was Tylenol PM with melatonin because, you know, I guess over the years I developed like a resistance to Tylenol PM. But since getting my orthotic, I'm sleeping better. I maybe will use Tylenol PM maybe 2 times a week, if at all. I'm not taking any melatonin at all. When I fall asleep, I stay asleep longer because I used to get up at least once during the night, but I can stay asleep through the whole night and wake up maybe at 6:30, 7 o'clock, at least 4 or 5 times out of the week, out of the 7-day week. Oh, on the sleep, I would say at least 75 to 85% improvement on the sleep aspect. The dizziness, yeah, for some reason, I guess it's very common for dizziness to accompany jaw issues, but my dizziness didn't start until 2 weeks before I was to get my orthotic. I started to have dizziness when I would lay down, when I would go from a laying position to a sitting position, when I would go from a sitting to a standing position, when I would like lift my head up and look up. I felt like the room was spinning and I was going to lose my balance one time I was standing on a chair hanging mini blinds, and so I was working above my head with my arms up, and I did get dizzy and I fell off the chair, which wasn't fun. But the dizziness has subsided over time. Over this last 6 weeks, it has improved 85 to 95%. And then my back pain and my neck pain, especially like right in here, was daily. You know, I worked for 32 years in front of a computer where I sat all day staring at a computer, typing, and you know, after all day for years, you really don't think about it. But it's only when it's not there do you start to realize that something is happening. So after understanding my posture, you know, improving my posture, you know, chest up, shoulders down, chin down, neck back, has that become, you know, not having to think about it so much, or realizing that, you know, I'm starting to go like this. So then I'm like, oh no, I need to correct my posture. And after coming back to this position, feels so much better. My back doesn't hurt. My neck feels better. So I would say my neck pain, my traps pain, and my back pain in between my shoulder blades, like right between here, has improved at least by 50%. But I still have, you know, more to work on there. And so I'm expecting that to improve as we go along as well. I didn't want to get my hopes up too high because, you know, driving over here, I thought, you know, I'm not gonna feel like, you know, that it's worth the cost unless I'm 100% improved. I have to see 100% improvement, or it's just not going to be worth it. But after, you know, coming to realize, you know, lowering my expectations, I thought, you know, really, if I'm just 50% improved, I will have felt like it's all been worth it. But it's been beyond that, and I would say it's at least 80% improved overall. Just walking out of the room, I was telling Dr. Raman, I'm like, we should talk about the improvement to quality of life, because when you're out of pain, when you're feeling better, when you can enjoy food and enjoy conversing and, you know, just interacting in general, you talk about quality of life. All those things improve the quality of your life. So if this procedure, this orthotic, this treatment has improved my quality of life at least by 85 or 95%, because I feel so much better. So that alone is worth it. 'Cause it shouldn't hurt to smile when your bite is aligned. You feel